There's some funny stuff going on with the Oscars and their viewership. And I say that because yesterday, the numbers were somewhere between 15 to 16.67. I believe that's the number that we got from TV series Final. And that seemed about right. That actually still made it the second least watched Oscars ever. And then somewhere, at some point, Deadline drops this, saying that the numbers were actually up 12%, taking it to 18.7. But either way, not that big of a win for them, because this would still make this the third least watched Oscars ever. And they only have themselves to blame for this, the way they act on social media, the way they preach in their movies now. They've totally turned off a large portion of the audience that they used to have by getting so damn woke all the time. So this isn't really the win they think it is, because I think with this viewership, one of the reasons they got it is because they baited with movies like Top Gun, which didn't win anything. They gave Top Gun like best sound editing. And that movie literally saved all their asses. So it's just funny to me. I'll be curious to see if they do this again next year, because they actually had a lot of movies in the lineups that you normally wouldn't see there, and I think they did that for a reason, and it worked. But that's all speculation. Maybe people actually care about this shit now. Sorry if I sound a little off, too, by the way. I have a cold today. And I'm not sure where I picked it up, but I got hit. So probably going to be a day or two of sounding a little bit off. But anyway, let's get back to the insanity. So here's some fallout from the Oscars. In this Twitter account, got a few people talking. Got quite the ratio, by the way. 302 comments to 90 retweets and 43 likes. This person very upset over the fact that The Whale won Best Actor. And that's because, of course, Brendan Fraser was in a fat suit. This person says, so disappointing that The Whale won the Oscar for Best Hair and Makeup. Fat suits are harmful. They are not your opportunity to win awards or identity. Our identity is not your costume. Cast fat actors to play fat characters. Hashtag The Whale. Hashtag Fatphobia. Hashtag fat suit. So there's a health risk in bringing a 600-pound actor. In fact, I think it was the Critical Drinker actually responded to this and said, I think they did try to get 600-pound actors and they couldn't because of, the fact that they might not live through the shooting because there's a lot of walking. Maybe it wasn't him. I'm not sure. Somebody was talking about that in the comments. Also, let's stop trying to make fat an identity. It's not an identity. It's a physical handicap. Maybe consider, getting a little bit into shape. But look at this. Look at this bio for this person. I research platform regulation, platform sovereignty, plus fintech, side hustle research, and fat queer performance studies. They, them. They got some flags, too. A big meltdown in this about the fact that a fat suit was used. And I find that so funny. Also, I find the identity now. So being fat is an identity. Low fat is not an identity. It's a condition. I agree with that. Yeah. I agree with that. I don't know who said it. In what dimension do you think a well-versed 600-pound actor would do good in any role and win multiple awards? if I'm not mistaken, there is no 600-pound actors, and no way my 600-pound life doesn't count. Fraser deserved every bit of that award. I haven't seen the movie, so I'd like to watch the movie. Oh, here we go. So it wasn't The Critical Drinker. They tried, but due to health issues of a person being 600 pounds, they couldn't cast someone because, you know, being obese makes massive health problems. So this is from, I think this is the director right here. Tried to research obese actors for The Whale before hiring Brendan Fraser. From a health perspective, it's prohibitive, he said of the character eventually played by Brendan Fraser. So they thought about it, but they couldn't find one, and because it's just too unhealthy, they didn't do it because they didn't want to get sued. Yeah, but there's been a lot of backlash over that fat suit. I find it funny. Who cares? But woke Twitter gonna woke Twitter. Here's another interesting thing that happened that's come out today. Now, as you know, during the Oscars, they made several jokes at Will Smith's expense. Made a fool out of him. Why'd they do that? Well, because, of course, Will Smith made a fool out of himself. And this put a little bit of a dent in his comeback plan. Now, this is why Smith was so mad about Chris Rock coming out and going after him, because now, once again, after a year of laying low, trying to get people to forget about this, it's back. It's back in the news cycle. Now, everyone's talking about the slap again. Everyone's talking about what a goofy weirdo Will Smith is, what a weird relationship is that he has with his wife, and how strange his family is. People are talking about all that again. But here's something interesting about that. I guess originally they were going to go harder on Will Smith. Yeah, they were going to light him up. And apparently they've walked a lot of it back because that was Chris Rock's place, not theirs. Why are you going to go easy on Will Smith? Like, that's open territory. It's like they're afraid to go hard on him, probably because of his identity. And I would be willing to bet a lot of people in Hollywood like his style of relationship, you know, where he gets cucked. We need to see more men doing things like that. So it's just funny to me. Like, they still went at him. They still took a lot of shots at him, but apparently they were going to go harder. Real hard. Try to make him cry. We didn't want to make this year all about last year. I cannot tell you how many Will Smith jokes we had that then we got rid of. We think that only the best for that room made it. There were certainly some that went harder, but we didn't think that that was our place to do that. That should be Chris Rock, not us, she added. Despite that, Kimmel did include several nods to the infamous Slapgate. We really liked the idea of making fun of the reaction to it last year. I think we're still in a bit of shock about how that went down after watching that violence. Everyone had to sit through an acceptance speech. A 19-minute acceptance speech, too, by the way. So they were going to go harder on him. They should have. They should have went real hard on him. And I think everyone should, to be honest, because what he did was very, 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 very childish. And as Chris Rock said himself, selective outrage. The guy's not mad at his wife for banging somebody else, gets mad at him. And now they're trying to call him a crazy stalker, too. It's wild. Chris Rock didn't do anything wrong here. He's a comedian. Will Smith, maybe you should just hook up with a woman that doesn't bang other dudes, particularly your children's friends. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.